Hello, my name is Paul Sansom, and I'm a business consultant here at Vendavo. And today, the title of this presentation is, Are You Prepared for the AI Pricing Revolution? Which is a great question. And preparedness is an interesting statement because recently, with the advent of ChatGPT and Bard and whatever else is out there, it's created a very hungry marketplace with companies very interested in trying to find ways to utilize AI in some capacity. But that interest and that hunger has also led to a marketplace that is unprepared to take on this challenge. So today we're going to talk about building your AI strategy, improving your chances of a successful, valuable technology implementation. So why are we having this conversation? Well, AI is kind of having its Eras Tour moment. It's at the top of the cultural and commercial and business zeitgeist. But some few things to kind of note as you're starting this journey is that AI is almost required at this point to achieve precision and scale in the monetization of your data. It can gather, analyze, and use enormous volumes of commercial and customer data to guide pricing, to grow customer relationships, to analyze, to make recommendations on your business. Implementing AI should not be a technology building exercise. It is more of a technology using exercise. One of the best ways to improve your chances of success is by going where others have gone before, taking traditional use cases and applying your business process to those use cases. And then quality and architecture of your data is just as important as monetizing it. Let's talk about building your AI strategy. All right. So if you're an executive walking into a meeting room with your employees and saying, all right, guys, I got it. The next big thing that's going to take this company into the stratosphere, AI. And then you throw up your hands and you walk out of the room, leaving your employees to execute. That is not a strategy. So let's talk about improving your chances of success. It starts by understanding your needs and what problems can be best solved through AI and machine learning. Next, it's having clear, objective, attainable goals to start with that can be validated and maybe scaled to other parts of the business or other business cases. Then we want to determine what AI is right for you and your use cases in your organization. Build a roadmap. We'll get into this here in the next slide, but then we want to kind of prepare and validate your data. Is the data that you have able to support your goals of this project? When in doubt, ask for help from the experts. There are companies like Vendavo and tons of other groups and firms that are happy, very happy to help you along this path. Lastly, stand on the shoulders of giants. As I said before, this is not a technology building exercise. If you're watching this video, you're probably a company that manufactures things, or you're a company that distributes things or sells things. Your job is not to build a new AI model from scratch and try to forecast your business. No, go where others have gone before, using the opposite of the Star Trek model. All right, so there are really 9 steps of building a roadmap, kind of split up into 3 phases: discover, onboard, and realize. Today, we're really kind of talking about the discovery phase because I would guess most of you are all, kind of pre-assessment here. But going through these 9 steps and taking the time to assess, validate, prepare your organization is crucial here. So a couple things I want to point out here. As we're assessing and validating that assessment and validating our strategy here, we want to prepare our organization. But after preparation, it's best to kind of pause and align, and making sure that the concept that you've developed aligns with your goals, aligns with your culture, and aligns with your strategy. And then we go into the fun part, enabling and deploying the solution. We go into the realize. So realizing here is helping us figure out, all right, is this actually achieving what we have set out to do? A really key point here is to make sure that we are setting up for various KPIs and various metrics that we can monitor and understand how best to tweak this. And then lastly, if it has achieved these goals or achieved part of the goals, then how do we expand and scale the solution? Back to the hiking metaphors, let's cover the discovery phase. So how do we choose the right path? Well, imagine we're on a hike and we're going to start at our first big milestone, which is Purpose Gulch. So in Purpose Gulch, we're trying to answer some of these questions and very clearly state what we're trying to do here. So what problem are we solving for? How will this drive better behaviors and outcomes? Are there some narrow, specific objectives? Again, back to those clear, attainable objectives that we want to strive for. Can this be scaled and expand for other purposes? And then goal measurement. We have to understand how successful we are at the end of this project. So after we go to Purpose Gulch, we're going to kind of walk along. We're going to walk along until we get to Data Mountain. Data is critical here. We have to understand, does the data support the goal? If you want to figure out what is everyone's favorite pizza topping, you probably shouldn't be taking a survey on what everyone's favorite color is. There may be a correlation, but building a model to figure that out is going to take a hell of a lot of time. So are data mechanisms automated? Are you bringing in, are you ingesting, are you validating the data on an automated basis? We want to limit the manual touches here. Anytime there are a lot of manual aspects of your data ingestion and data validation, it's going to reduce the currency and relevancy of your data. So, and then we want to have a harmonized data model. Are you looking at 15 different sources that have 15 different interpretations of what the color blue is? What is our effective monitoring procedures? And going kind of back to that automation. And then understanding your internal and external data sources. Can't tell you how many conversations we have with clients and prospects where, they're kind of confused about what the data is that they're using to build their models. So we got Data Mountain, and then we're kind of walking along until we hit Lake, People, and Culture. I think people downplay the cultural aspect of bringing on new technologies. So who needs what, when, and where? Does your culture have a resistance to change, acceptance of new technologies? Is the explainability of results really critical and important here? Because it might be. Trust hesitation, and ability to interpret analysis. So after we've gone to Lake, People, and Culture, and then boom, we're probably at our destination, choosing the right technology valley. So lastly, to kind of sum it up, how do we get you to the top of the mountain? Well, it's best to take that crawl, walk, run approach. Start slow, start small, figure out what we're trying to do first, and then you start to ramp up and then you start to expand. Next, again, starting narrow, focusing on those specific use cases where quality data is present. It's not going to take too much to clean things up. Understand your solution and your organization's ability to scale. And then we want to establish those goals and KPIs and continuously evaluate. And then once the outcomes have been verified, then we begin to expand vertically and horizontally. That kind of concludes our presentation today. Please don't hesitate to reach out to me or any members of our organization if you have questions on this. We're happy to help, and we're happy to help you get to the top of that mountain and create value for your organization. Thank you very much.